So we are starting off with depressurizing the fuel system right there at the end. I have a gauge that came with the car, aftermarket. You probably will not. You just have a nut at the end. And so I just kind of reverse opposite way to get this off and fasten loose. I put a towel underneath to catch some of the fuel so it doesn't spill everywhere. It never hurts to be as neat as possible in this process. We should have to loosen here and undo that. This one will probably be the hard one, but we'll see. I don't have an exact 19, so I'll just use an adjustable here. Kind of want to move that out of the way. Ah, there we go. Wrong way. Yep, little skin came off the knuckles already. Now, I don't want this to all spill. That's there. A little bit more fuel. All right. Another flathead screw right there, which I'm going to loosen. Hold my tip. This should be a turn leaf. So this feeds, and if you use turn through this close. And put the car in the air, take off this wheel, and we have to take off this interior wheel housing or plastic to get to where those lines go. If you look very closely, I'll show you. You see they go down right there on the passenger fender, all right, where battery disconnected, not even there. Passenger fender right here. Hopefully this is easier than in the 84. We have the car jacked up. Now we're going to be removing this fender well guard, which this is the first 944 I've had. I have a quarter socket, a quarter wrench, and a 10mm socket. One more back this way. So now, here are our lines that run down. We're going to need an Allen, I think, to remove this. And then we can start cutting some lines. All right. This comes off first. All right. So these are the two lines, big boy and small guy. From here, I want to actually cut it a little higher. So this has got to go in and go a little higher. Where's my marker? Let's go a little higher. See, look, I'm just turning it back and forth like that. There we go. And that's it. So I just had to pull down on this tight. And once I do, then I should be able to tighten this up. Now, now we will move this back. This is our main feeder. Now what we're going to do, reattach him appropriately. Oh. Okay, so sorry about that. The phone actually died. We have the return line hooked up as well. We have the fastener back on. We have that bolt there that holds the lines together back on. We have the battery connected, and we have the return hose for the fuel also connected. Now what we did is we also took some zip ties and zip tied these together and tried to get as much clearance away from the exhaust manifold as possible. One tying into these two wires right here, towed it this way, and the other one's just to keep it together and make it look neat. So without further ado, it's time to try to start it. I always get a little bit of anxiety after doing this stuff and starting the car, these kind of major things. I hope that's gonna hit. So I expect to happen is it's gonna take a little bit longer to start because we drained the fuel out of the car. Sorry for the movement. I'm just trying to get a good handle on this. We're sorry about that. Neutral, Parking brake still up. So I'm gonna leave it on for a second like that. Uh-oh, I think I hear something. Something's not good. I knew it. It was from right there. See? You want to catch that early. I was worried about this back feel. It didn't feel like it was seated right. And it has something to do with that. So it's good that we checked. Let's look over here. Yeah, we definitely got some issues. Okay, one thing to seriously note. Make sure this back nut here, when you tighten this doesn't get loose. This became loose and it was spilling out fuel. I'm just making sure everything's nice and dry. Dry to the hands. Same thing over here. You see I have a wet spot because there was fuel pouring out of those right there. And that was because the top, when you tighten it down, you can loosen that top black nut. And when you do, it'll cause a leak. So I tighten those down. Looks like we're good to go. We're nice and safe. Now I'm going to show you one other thing. This is why it's so important to do this, especially on the late models, because as you can see here, the fuel line and the return both pass over the exhaust manifold. Let me grab the camera. Let me grab the light. Again, that exhaust manifold and fuel gets hot, causes fire, goodbye car. Now when you look over at the 84, it's not as bad. I still did the 84, as you can see I replaced these lines here, but the 84, the fuel lines go over the passenger, over the driver's side and down and underneath. So it's not as critical, although you could have a crimp right here that can spray over and still hit there. You can have a crimp right there at the top and they can fall over, but it's unlikely. But just to let you know the differences between pre-85 and a half mid-year release and the earlier ones, those ones is so critical to get those done. What are we sitting at right now? Good 30, 35 PSI.